Shaitanir Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Um, Sabse pehle, I would like to say Assalamu alaikum to all brothers and sisters. Inshallah, we will go further ahead because we have a time period of 3 months to finish this basic course, and then we'll go for intermediate and then the advanced. So it's a 1 year course, as you know that. So far we have discussed about the basics. Uh, we started with the SM, and we are discussing SM right now. And then in the meantime, because I find the harf is also very important, because any ayah which we are covering, we see we are always when we are reading, there are harf is the very essential, and combining word which combine fail and the ism together. So we need to learn that. So we go through, and we saw that there are 59 different huruf which we use it, and then we categorize, and we say there are some of them are very important to learn and to understand their meaning and their use. And out of that, there are eight. Can you see my slide right here? Eight most used huruf al jar. So these are the most important. I would say these are the most important harf which make a big effect on the ayah, and we know, most of us already know the meaning of those, as we go through last time. So ila, ala, an, min, fi, li, bi, ka. I have already sent you the meanings and its use also last time we have discussed. So now another thing is, today we will discuss some huruf which is comes with the ism, like with the name, because we are discussing. So these are the main, almost the same thing, like bazir, bi, taz, zabarta, ka, li, fi, min, wow, ala, an, ila, hatta. So these ism can come with the um, different kind of ism. Like if there's a harf and nida, there is a ism which comes with relation. For example, I would say Islam can also come with the relation. So ism can come with the harf and nida. For example, ya, let's say ya Muhammad, ya Muhammad. This kind of thing which ism comes with that. Ya is basically the harf. This is called harf nida. Then ism also can come also with relation. For example, Arab, and we say Arabi. Arabi, the relation. So we say Arabi, the relation. The people he live in Arab is Arabi. So see relation between Arab and the residents, like Canada, Canadian, or American, or Pakistani, Pakistan. So ism can also be taken as a ta marbuta. Ta marbuta we will discuss once we will go in more details on that. So now today we are going to cover, inshallah, important thing which we go last time, and we see this. We have this noun and its qualities. So this is the most important thing which we are going to discuss, inshallah. That any ism, noun is a word that it's a word that name a person, place, or thing. For example, Khalid, museum, or book. It can be indefinite, it can be definite, it can be singular, it can be dual, it can be plural, it can be masculine, it can be feminine. It can carry all any three haraka also in the last. It's because we will call it Arab, and I will explain it to you, inshallah, later on what is this Arab means. So this is the important the definition of noun. So you can say anything which you can see, you can feel, you can touch, you can imagine, you can also think of, and you can have some sort of figure, or is been already told to you in Quran. You don't know the figure, but at least you know that it exists, because Quran is witness of that. For example, Jannah, and then Malaika, and Jinn. So we never seen those, but those exist because this is our belief. So this is also, this all came in the category of noun. So we have to understand this, very important. And it's a large, very huge number of ism, the things which is in ism. Like for example, if I'm sitting in a room, everything beside me, including myself, is in a static position, and everything is noun, ism. And it has an ism. I have a book, I have a computer, I have a laptop, I have a pen, I have a bed, I have a everything, right? So this is everything which I can name it. It is ism. So now question is that, okay, ism, but question is, what else do I have to know about ism when I'm talking about Quranic ayat in Arabic? So we need to know, very important, there are four basic things which we must know, because without knowing those, we cannot really fully understand the definition or ism. And what are those? Very simple. It is in our daily life, our everyday use, and we know that very well. Very, very well. There's nothing which is hidden here. For example, an ism, whenever we talk about ism, there must be four things there, as I discussed. Number one, gender. Second thing is definiteness. Third thing is number. These are very common in any language, regardless of Arabic, English, French, what. The only most distinguished thing which we don't find in any language when the ism comes, that is called case ending. Case ending. What is case ending? In Arabic, it's called i'rab. So inshallah, we will study on that. So when we say singular, it means mufrad. When we say singular, it means mufrad. Mufrad means wahid, one. Then there's a special thing when there's a quantity comes, and that is also very unique in Arabic language, that none of the language which I know present, if there are two things, we don't have any name for that. For example, if I say wahid in Urdu, we always say wahid or jama, ek or bahut sare, singular or plural. But Arabic, there is special terms called for the quantity of two, is called muthanna, muthanna, and that is especially for dual. See, that is the beauty of Arabic language. So and it is very important, because sometimes, like, because Quran says there is no confusion. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is choosing the Quran in Arabic al-Fusha, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala don't want to leave any kind of confusion. So that is, so there are two things. One thing is called confusion, and the other thing is called mutashabihat. And as we know that Quran is the combination of hukum, yani hakamat, wa mutashabihat. And for us as being Muslims, we have asked to go behind hakamat, not behind mutashabihat. Mutashabihat, most of the things which were mutashabihat long time back, by the time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has brought to us so many things, which the people of 1400 years ago was not familiar with that. But now there are so many mutashabihat, it's been already discovered. And yet there are so many, for example, Malaika we don't know, jinn we don't know, right? So we don't have to go after whatever is being told, that's enough. There's so many things in the Quran also. So, but here, this is the beauty of Quran, that those things which needed to be very, very clear has been defined very well in Arabic. So muthanna means dual, means two. So whenever talking about two people, there is a special word is used for that. And then Arab, case ending, because in Arabic there is nothing such thing ka, ki, ke, like in Urdu. So the last, if you look for this thing here, I'm talking about here, we have a dhamma, which is in Urdu we call pesh, fatha, fathun, zabar, and kathratun, zair. So dhamma, fatha, and kasra, ya dhammathun, fathatun, kasratun. These are the harakat if it is coming by end of any word, it has a special meaning, and inshallah, in future lessons, I'm going to explain you one by one, which is very important. These things, the most important, because you know gender, you know mudhakkar and muannath, you know it is common or it is proper. You know what are the numbers, and it is not really. I don't have to go much and detail, right? Because we already know it. It's in our everyday life. We know there is a if there is a man. If I ask anybody, you will answer without hesitation. Even a child can answer me. Okay, woman. Why? Girl. Right? Same like anything else. So any uncle, auntie, right? Mamu, mumani, something like that, right? So what I'm trying to say is this is very common and we know that very well. Then common, okay. Common, what is common? Okay, if there are so many pen, that's common, they're pen. But I said the pen, it means that particular pen. We know it very well. We have already using it every day and we have no confusion about it. Numbers, singular, one. Okay, what is one? One is single. What is four? Is plural. Yeah, of course, we did not know that. If there is two, there's a special word used called muthanna for two. That is, we learned it today. So I hope that in this slide, there is no confusion at all, except Arab. We are going to learn a little bit more. Those brothers did not go through everybody, like I mean, inshallah, and we will learn for those. So we go to the next slide. And this is the next slide. And there is also basically saying the same thing. In Arabic, gender, we also call tadhkir wal thanis, like muzakkar and muannas. Number, adad, al-adad. Definiteness or indefiniteness, ta'rif wa tankir. Yani, khas or am. Case ending, i'rab. So please, this is not Arab. This is i'rab. So just keep this word in your mind, i'rab or case ending. Inshallah, we will go further and we will discuss more about that. Now go to the next slide. For example, here we say Arabic, most feminine nouns that refer to human are derived from the masculine noun by adding the minimum marker, a feminine marker, feminine marker suffix, which is called atta marbuta, the one which I discussed you before on the last slide. Ta marbuta. Ta marbuta. What is ta marbuta? So for example, I say Arabic word talibun. Ab talib, we know talib means that somebody is asking for something, right? आपने क्या तलब किया? तलब कहते ना, जी जनाब आपने क्या तलब किया, मैं हाजिर करूं. What did you ask for? Talib. So talibun, it means a particularly used for a student. A word, student. So please, all those words I am right now I'm talking, and so please take it as your vocabulary also. So now you know that talibun is basically a male student. Talibun. Talibathun. Now you see this increase of this here with ta and with this two dhamma, make it talibatun. And this ta marbuta, this is called ta marbuta. The name of this called ta marbuta. Make this student from male to female. So now this talib, when we say talibun, it's a male. And when I say talibathun, it becomes female. See how easy? Very easy. And we know that. And in Arabic and Urdu also, and this is a very common for Urdu also, and we all know talib and taliba. But what we say, we don't say talibatun, but we say taliba. What happened that when it is ending with ta, even in Quran, if something is ending with ta and it has a dhamma, like so, it is give us sounds like ha, ha. So taliba. That's why we taliba. That's why even if you are reading in Quran any ayah which is ending with ta marbuta, you can give a sound of ha. So talibun, taliba, but actually it's talibatun. Walidun, walid. Everybody knows. Alhamdulillah, walid. We know what is walid, right? Father. Now, for mother, walidatun. हम लोग उर्दू में normally we say walida, but actually walida for mother is called walidatun. Walida. So the Arab, when they call their mother, they say walida, ya ummi, ya ammi. Ammi is for uncle, ummi. Walida, walida is basically the feminine for walid. Walida, walida, we make it walida. But actually in Arabic, the right word is walida. Ya walida. Zawjun. Zawj. Zawj is used for, in Quran, Zawj normally use it for male, husband, husband. And Zawja or Zawjatun is for wife. Okay. Why? And what is making from masculine to feminine is making the ta marbuta. Ta marbuta is making masculine into feminine. And it's very easy. It's a drive, very simply drive from where? It is drive from the same word, taliba, only adding with ta marbuta. Right? Now, here we have some ism here. For example, qalamun, kitabun, baytun, shajaratun, usratun, sayyaratun. Now, I would like to ask you a question. Can you please tell me what is the female for qalamun? Qalamun is a ism. What is the female for qalam? Qalamun.
There's no female for this.
Exactly. And we call this kind of name is called what? It's called qiyasi. Yani it is, these are here, if you all look this like talib, walid, zawj, talibatun, walidatun, zawjatun, these are all alive. We know that they have hayat. Hayat means and the mawjud. Yeah.
Yeah, or we
It
can say
means
they are gender free.
yeah. So these are gender free. Kitabun, baythun, shajaratun, usratun, sayyaratun. So this is another beauty of Quran and also the Arabic languages, that none of the ism can remain and can be found without any gender. Nothing is genderless. But there are three kind of genders. We will discuss inshallah, but I tell you. One is called gender al-haqiqi. Yani, I will say, okay, haqiqi. Yani haqiqi, haqiqan, they have masculine or feminine. So anything which is alive, it has a masculine, except malaika. Malaika, their gender is not been defined. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not been really defined their gender. But it always used as a male, sort of a male gender, but it's not female for sure. So they don't have their female counterpart. Same thing like qalamun. Qalamun is just a pen, but this kind of gender is called qiyasi. Qiyasi. What do we call this? We call it taskir wa tanis, or gender qiyasi, or also we call it in also we call this in simple language Mudhakkar Muannas, right? So this is, or jins, or we also call jins, right? We already study here. So this is the same name for this. Gender, jins. Basically, what is that? Jins. So this is here, if you look at here, these are the jins, which is this here genes is, it is basically available. We know that this is, it has a life. For example, baqara, baqaratun, right? Baqara, baqarat. और इसी तरीके से और मुख्तलिफ different animals, they have their counterpart, right? So, and these here, kalamun, kitabun, it is all depends on how it's been imagined by the Arabic people. We have nothing to, we cannot. For example, even in our language, मैं आपसे पूछूं, where are you sitting? You say I'm sitting in kursi. Now, whenever you say kursi, automatically there's a female concept, a feminine concept will come. Kursi rakh di. अब if I ask you, how come आपने कहा कि कुर्सी रख दी? आप बोलेंगे कि आपने क्यों नहीं कहा कि इसको कुर्सी कुर्सी रख दिया? आप बोलेंगे क्या, are you crazy? It is the way it is. So this is the way it is in Arabic also.
Salaam, how are you?
So kalamun,
I'm
kalam.
good, alhamdulillah.
So kalam, kitab, and these all depends on how the Arabic.
Okay, jazakallah khair, no problem.
So it all depends how the Arabs have defined in their language. We have no control on that because we are learners. And you know that any grammar is being always been developed after the language is there. It's not possible. At the time of Rasulullah Sallam, there was no grammar, but they were so perfect in language that they never make any mistake. Even there was no grammar, written rules, but they had a rules in their minds. And then later on, the Quran, the barakah of Quran, that they form this grammar and all punctuations and everything for the convenience of non-Arab people. And now I could say even for Arab now, and that is also one of the miracle of Quran also. So this is how we define. So we now understand that feminine and masculine, there are three types. One is called for the living things. Second one is called qiyasi. And third thing is samai. Samai. What is qiyasi? They just imagine, okay, this is, for example, as for example, samawat. Okay, it is, they know it as a what? As a as a as a female. Ardu wa samawat, right? And also there are so many things which they just have given the name. Okay, this is called qiyasi. They have imagined, samai, they have listened and they accepted it. Like for example, us, we listen, kursi is female, like a kursi rakhi hai. So we know that okay, ladki बैठी है और kursi लड़की है और kursi rakhi hai. We are counting both of them as a female. Why? Because one, we know that it has a counterpart, ladka, that is male, but kursi, there is no sofa rakha hai. Sofa rakhi hai. Nobody says sofa rakhi hai. Everybody says sofa rakha hai. Okay? So this is how you understand the male and female differences in in any language. So in Quran, this is one of the way to define the female is with the tha marbuta. In Quran, you will find tons of words. Every page, at least 10 page, words, at least you will find almost wallahu alam, but taqriban with ta marbuta. So once it will come, you know that this is showing us and telling us about what? About the female. So I hope that these things you have understand that what is female and what is the male so far what I have told you. Now we go to the next one. Here now we will talk about um, numbers, right? Now we have discussed jins. Jins means gender. Now we are talking about the numbers. So a singular, also in Arabic called mufarrad, mufrad, noun refers to one person or entity. A dual, as I explained it to you, musanna, refer to two, and a plural is jama'a, means refers to three or more. The dual is derived from the singular by adding an. Very simple. Dual, if you would like to tell something in quantity 2, it is very easy. But what you have to do? Just add alif noon at the end. For example, talibun. Talibun, ya talib, it means single. And we added alif noon, taliban, you see, ta, alif, lam, ba is still there. So basic thing is already there. The only thing what you have added is alif noon, and just by saying Taliban, it become 2. See, very simple, right? Kitabun, kitaban, talibatun, same like for the muannas, talibatun. Here we know that from male to female, talibun, talibatun. But when we talk about two girls students, so we say talibatani, talibatani. We have added here what? This ta marbuta, change it to simple ta, and then added ani. So talibata, this ta is defining that still we are talking about for the girls, and ani means that we have talking about 2 girls. So this ta marbuta, change it to normal ta, and this alif and noon adding with this is telling us that we are talking about 2, right? Kitabun, very simple, same thing. Kitab, we remove this to dhamma from here, we just bring 1. Kitaba, and you know the reason, because we have to add ani. So once we have to give a sound of ani, the only way we can do with the natural vowel, which is what? Which is zabar, right? Which is this zabar. And what we have already learned it. What we call it? Zabar in Arabic. Quick, with answer. We call it fatha.
What is the question, sir?
What we call it zabar. So we call it fathun, fatha, right? Dhamma, and something comes with down like this, from it's called kasra, which is zair. So this is try to remember in Arabic, because we will be learning Arabic. So these terms we must always remember in Arabic rather in Urdu. So dhamma means pesh, fatha, zabar, kasra, zair. Dhamma, fatha, kasra. So now we go to the next this same slide. So here we have seen here that when we read it, we say sayyara, sayyara, sayyaratun, sayyaratani, 2 cars. When we talk about 1 car, it's called 2 car. Now in Quran, in different ayat, we will see that there is a plural, but there are 2 types of plural. One is called sound, one is called Jama al-Taksir, and another called is Jama Salim. Jama Salim means, now we are talking about the plural. Jama Taksir means that we have one word, but when we make it plural, it's completely changed in form. Say, for example, we say mudarrisun. Mudarrisun means, what is mudarrisun? Teacher. Mudarrisun, wahid. Mudarrisun, wahid teacher. But when we say when we say plural, we say mudarrisun. So see, yeah, here we have added waw and noon, and the natural vowel, this actually this fatha, kasra, and dhamma in Arabic, same like we have in English, natural vowels like a, e, I, o, u, right? Because a you cannot say e, you will say in English a. E always sound like e. I is always sound like I. You always sound like o. So we call those natural vowels. So in Arabic, basically, Dhamma, Kasra, and Fatha, these are the natural vowels which you cannot, it sounds, you cannot change it. So that's why when you say Mudarrisun and you make it pesh, this wow sign is automatically came. Why? Because the natural sound of this vowel Dhamma is wow. So Mudarrisuna. Kitabun, kutubun.
Kutubun.
Now kutubun, you see here that it is completely, it is kaf, ta, and ba, right? Kaf, ta, and ba. Here, if you look at here, that you did not make basically any change here. Mudarris, mudarrisun, right? But here, this is completely different. Kitabun, kutubun. Baitun, buyutun, right? So this is what we call Jama Salim. We have something like una, wow, noon. It is called Jama Salim. That basically you have the same sound, but you are getting in singular. But once there is a plural, but the sound is completely different. Kitabun, kutubun, baitun, buyutun. See, it's a completely different sound. You are getting it here. So inshallah, we will do it a little bit more inshallah after that. Here now, mudarrisatun, mudarrisatun, kalamun. You see, aklamun is completely broken. Hadiqatun, hadaiqu, hadiqatun, hadaiqu. And here, only one thing you understand. You see here that kaf, ta, and ba is already there. Ba, ya, ta is already there. Batun, buyutun. Madarisun, mudarrisun. This is one way of saying that you added wow noon, and here what you did, kutubun, kitabun, kutubun. But the basic, if you see the letters are here, but if you look at in here you find it that is completely things are different. So these three on the down is called Jama al-Taksir, broken plural. These three things is called Jama al-Salim. Why Salim? Because the basic structure of that is still there. Kaf, ta, ba. Kaf, ta, ba is still there. Ba, ya, ta. Ba, ya, ta is still there. Right? So, but here if you look at this, mudarrisatun, mudarrisatun, it's completely changed. Kalamun, aklamun. See, kalamun. Now here we make a change here. It's called aklam. And this is called mukassar, means broken. We have break it. Hadiqatun, hadaiqu. And now how is break? Why is break? We have no control on that, because this is how the Arabic says, and this is how we have to learn it. We have no control it. It is all Arabic. So mudarrisun, mudarrisuna, kitabun, kutubun, baitun, buyutun. Mudarrisatun, mudarrisatun, kalamun, aklamun, hadiqatun, hadaiqatun.
ये
So
अधिका
today,
किसको कहते हैं, बा को कहते हैं?
जी हदीका कहते हैं बा को. तो मुदर्रिस कहते हैं टीचर को,
टीचर को.
और बहुत सारे मुदर्रिस होंगे तो मुदर्रिसून. किताब कहते हैं किताब को, कुतुब हो जाएगा तो बहुत सारी किताबें. बैत कहते हैं घर को, बुयूत हो जाएगा तो वो घर हो जाएंगे. ठीक है ना. मुदर्रिसतुन है, अब आप देखें ता मरबूता का इजाफा हो गया यहाँ पर, तो इसका मतलब ये फीमेल हो गई. तो यहाँ पर आप देखिए लंबी ता को इजाफा कर दिया, मुदर्रिसातुन, तो ये बहुत सारी टीचर। कलमुन, कलमुन पेन, और यहाँ पर ये चूंकि तकसीर यानी ब्रोकन जमा के तौर पे हम लिख रहे हैं, तो इसको कहेंगे अकलामुन। हदीक़तुन फीमेल, कयासी गार्डन, हदाइक, हदाइकु, this is this plural. So this is how today we have learned about jinns. Today we learn about singular and plural, and also these two things we have covered today. And numbers, jinns, number, and singular plural. This is what we have learned today. Inshallah, time is finished. Almost 50. How much do I have time more, or it's done already? Irfan bhai.
जी नहीं भाई, इस पे ब्रेक ले लें, अगर कोई एक आध स्लाइड कर लें।
जी नहीं, फिर because then we are going to talk about Arab, which is
we'll keep it for next time, inshallah.
Next time, inshallah. So this is how it, inshallah. Next time, I will bring it some more examples for numbers, for the jinns, for common noun and proper noun, and also for the what you call this adad. So inshallah we will go and we'll do more exercise, and we will do inshallah from some Quranic ayat, that how these are using it. So it will be in our before we go to Arab, because this is very important. We have to understand that it's very simple actually. I mean, today what I have taught you is not something it's a rocket science. It's every day's we are using it in our language. It's only since vocabulary, our week right now, inshallah it will go to. So, and inshallah from the next time I will take 10 minutes also extra, try to cover the same thing, but we will inshallah go through some vocabulary increase also, and that will be for the common names, common relations, common things what we see, numbers, also common things which we must know. So inshallah we will go 10 minutes for that in every subject, every lesson. So our vocabulary will be inshallah increased. So today's vocabulary, if I go through today's vocabulary, so we have for vocabulary, I expected to know the all these ila, ala, an, min, fi, li, bi, ki. See, the key thing is that reading or going through Quran every day, please try to read at least one para. We have a group which, mashallah, every 15 days we are finishing one Quran, 30 para. I want you to please become part of that and make a habit that at least 1 or 2 or 3 take juz and finish it, and put your name on there. So inshallah it will make your habit to reading in Quran, and every 15 days we are finishing one Quran at least. So at least, because once you take it as a liability, then it become a habit later on. So that is the key of that that thing. And then it's a good thing, like, every word of Quran, as Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, regardless of you understand or you don't understand, right? And that's why he specifically give the example of Alif Lam Mim. So you get a 10 hasanat. So why not? Why shouldn't we? Why don't we get, we should go after that also important. So inshallah, the next time we will go the further exercises for use of this, the ism. Only thing which is remaining are two things right now, is common and proper noun, which is called definiteness and indefiniteness, and then case ending, which really case ending need little bit more detail. So inshallah we will do it. So inshallah next time we will do exercises, inshallah.
एक पॉइंट क्लियर करें जरा।